feel welcome.
I would like to welcome to the stage some friends of mine. We're all on a first name basis, I feel like here. So Graham, come on out. That's a good looking man right there.
How are you? Wow. God, this one's these lovely people.
Don't mind the fan. It's just
It's my Marilyn Monroe moment. that was totally unexpected. It's still happening. But I'm gonna stand over here. Hold on.
hey Reeve.
That's a bit embarrassing. Reeve.
How you doing, buddy? Really good. You excited? You ready for this?
Can you hear me yet? No?
No. Yeah.
Check one, check two.
Hello?
No.
Hey,
There
there
it
it is.
There he is.
Very excited. This is bigger than last year for us. More people.
Yeah, there do seem to be more people. Yes.
Wow, that means you did a good job. Since you guys were both here last
They
year.
loved you, so there are more people.
It's great.
Now.
And who else we got back there?
I think
Set over
Duncan.
Duncan.
Lacroix.
Yeah, buddy.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Rome. I'm very pleased to be here. Another whiskey will be on the way for me in a second. I want you to make this fantastic hour-long event of salubrious entertainment and anecdotes. And I hope you enjoy it.
Tom? Come on out, buddy.
Hello.
Wow. When in Rome. So to kick this little shindig off, does anyone have a question for all four? I feel like there should be a question, and I'm coming out. I'm coming to you. So if I get near you, you better think of one real quick. I see a hand. You look like you're working up a question. You look like you said you were going to kill me if I put the
You're so
microphone in your
shy.
face.
Don't you want to ask questions?
Yes, please ask questions.
Yes, this lovely lady right here has a question, just burning. She didn't raise her hand, but I could tell.
How did you guys sleep?
How did we sleep? Yes, did we sleep?
I slept very well because I hadn't slept in 2 days prior, so I had about 6 hours to sleep well. And I feel refreshed.
Yes, I slept, yes, a bit. It was a little bit interrupted because of the jet lag, yeah, but not too bad, thank you. Very soft pillows in the hotel. Yeah,
I found that I drew a Graham's face on the pillow next to me, and I hugged it until I fell asleep. And I was crying at the time. I generally fall asleep crying.
yes, it's his little safety blanket.
With a pillow that's dressed as Graham McTavish. So yeah, I slept well after that. It was very soothing.
I haven't been to bed.
Yeah.
I haven't slept yet. I literally just landed about 2 hours ago. Yeah.
Where did you come from?
From New York City.
Oh my God.
I know. So if I start to sort of fall off my stool, just give me a nudge.
Sorry.
You guys all have such lovely accents. I feel out of place somehow.
Oh, it's fine, don't worry. It's okay.
I love that you guys
We
didn't
love
say.
your sweet American accent as well. It's like,
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I expected someone to give that response, but you guys were all like, "Yeah, that's okay.
yeah,
You're good."
yes, you're right, Dave.
So, is there another question? In the audience, you don't even have to stand up and walk all the way to the mic. I will come to you. Ah, I see a hand. One single hand. I didn't mean to elbow you in the back of the head right there. Sorry about that. Hi.
Hi, welcome. Get myself into trouble here.
Oh no.
Do any of you watch Supernatural? And if you do, who's your favourite character and any inspiration for what you do?
Feel free to plead the fifth and or answer at the end.
Jason Manns.
Yeah, that's it's such a good and bad answer because I'm not on the show. So I know. I mean, it's, you know, like I love that answer, but it proves that you don't watch the show.
I knew you were on the show. Everyone coming to the convention, is that a good answer? Love them all.
Yeah. Not really. I haven't. I know it's really bad, isn't it? And it's been going for a long while.
The show's really bad?
No, the show's not really bad. No, I mean I'm bad for not watching it.
You have to binge watch all 13 seasons when they complete.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's
I'll
what
do
I'm
it tonight
waiting-
instead of sleeping.
Yeah, the same. I'm just waiting to binge watch it myself. But my favourite character is Superman.
I haven't seen the show, but we were next door neighbours for the last 2 years because we were in the studio right next door to Supernatural. And I have to say, Jensen and Jared are very lovely men, and they let me fly in their private jet to Comic-Con last year. I know, I've never been on one before, I was so excited.
Do they share a private jet, or is it... Oh wow, that's amazing.
Like a timeshare kind of private jet.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a new question, hopefully that's not about Supernatural. Okay. Not that it wasn't a great question, it was really well done.
Okay, if the four of you were going to do a series or a film together, what do you think it would be? And which characters would you like to play?
I think it would be 3 men and a little lady. That's a little lady, obviously. I think I'd be, Ted Danson, maybe.
I'll be Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck for sure.
That movie was actually before Reeve's time, so he
Oh, you mean
not going to be able to pick a
You've got to see
character.
that movie, I love that movie.
you'd be Ted Danson?
No, you're Ted Danson. I'm Tom Selleck. You're Steve Guttenberg.
I'm Steve Guttenberg.
No, you're the little lady.
I knew it.
Who do I get to be?
You're the baby.
The
Yeah.
baby.
Who I believe is called Emma.
It's a great show. You should
I'll
watch
take it as a compliment.
Good answer, Duncan.
I see a question. Hello.
I thought, Tom, I thought you would say Lucifer was your favorite character from Supernatural. So, apart from that,
Not that fraud.
but I was gonna, who's your favorite actor who played the devil in previous movies or shows?
Ooh, I think I have to say Peter Cook in Bedazzled. Old
Good
school.
choice.
Old school, but I love him, and that was a kind of an inspiration for me a little bit. So yeah, Peter Cook.
And I would say Tim Curry in Legend. Have you seen that? Yeah.
Also very good.
Liked him.
Al Pacino, Devil's Advocate, I like that too.
Yeah.
And of course, Elizabeth Hurley in the remake of Bedazzled. Goodness me. Apple juice. Lovely.
More vitamin drinks.
More apple juice.
Now I feel like Lucifer.
We have another question while you lubricate.
We don't do this at home. We need
We
to
really
do
don't.
This, yeah.
We only do it here.
I can never see where you are. Is he gone invisible? Where are you?
Who?
You, Jason.
I went dark. I'm on your left in the back.
Oh, sexy.
Oh, there he is.
I like
He's
it.
sitting down, camouflage.
Hello.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
My friend here has a question.
Okay, so if you were going to sing a song for us right now, what would it be, and would you give us a few bars?
Who was that question for?
My thoughts?
All of
All
you.
of them. All right, we'll just start on the end there.
Which
Go
end?
for it.
I've always been known to, when I get drunk at weddings, grab the mic and bash out Mustang Sally. Mustang Sally! Guess you better slow that Mustang down.
Yeah! I can't even think of a song.
You can't possibly follow that. That was so good. But you're an actual singer, Reeve. I mean, not that you're not, Tom. No. Shit.
I'm heavily dubbed.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe, wise men say only fools rush
Cheap
in.
shot.
I went too low.
Everybody.
Falling in love with you.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Well done.
Great. Next question.
All right, let's see. Hand, if you have a question. No question.
Hello. Do you have any weird or different experience that you felt had before?
So did we have an experience that we feel that we've had before? No. Did I
Yes,
mishear you? I'm so sorry.
Like
Like an acid-induced experience, or
no,
mescaline?
like a
No,
supernatural
Duncan.
experience, not supernatural.
Oh, a supernatural experience.
Yes.
Ah.
I used to work when I was very young in the British Library, when it was still different buildings, and I worked in a place called the India Office, and it had all the records from the East India Company. And it was supposedly haunted because it was built on top of a Victorian graveyard. So me and a young friend of mine, they have these like what they call stacks, which are endless kind of rows of books on different stories. And they had like these old fire alarms that weren't connected to anything anymore. And we just for a joke, we said, well, you know, if there's a ghost here, I'll ring the. Had a, like a thing, rang the bell 3 times, ding, 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 and then we turned around, walked away, and the bell on its own just rang 3 times. So yeah, we got out of there pretty quick. I needed some new pants after that experience.
Was that not just an echo?
Ruined it there.
What a party pooper.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, that explains that one. So it wasn't, in fact, a supernatural experience at all. It was just the laws of physics.
When I was 8 years old, I very unwisely watched Nightmare on Elm Street, right? Which obviously you're not meant to do at 8 years old. And I woke up in the middle of the night hearing this screaming from outside, and I thought, oh, this is happening. And I looked at my window, and there was like a ghostly shape on my window. And I ran into my mum and dad's room, and I got into their bed, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I watched a film I shouldn't have watched. And then, as I've grown older, I realised the terrifying, painful noise that I heard was foxes having sex in our back garden. Yeah. And the ghostly shape on the window was just the condensation. Not from the foxes.
Looked of your heavy breathing as you were watching foxes having sex. Yeah. Great story.
Isn't that where the saying came from? The best trick the devil ever pulled was making you think it's 2 foxes having sex.
And now I'm on Fox, so there you go.
I don't think, no. I'm trying to think if I've had a supernatural experience. I had a girlfriend who,
Yes, that's supernatural. I guess you just end the sentence here.
Why do I even start? Why? The girlfriend had several supernatural experiences. She lived in a very old house in Scotland, and there was basically, this is not going to sound good. She would be visited by this old man at night while she was sleeping. And he would sit on the end of the bed, and she was a teenager, and it wasn't her dad. And there was this guy that would visit in the middle of the night, and she would see him sitting on the end of the bed. She'd feel the bed the weight of the person sitting on the end of the bed. And it was apparently somebody who lived in the house like 100 years earlier, and her mother used to see him too. And as I'm telling you this, I am beginning to wonder whether there was just some terrifyingly creepy old man who lived in the village who would come and visit. Shh, it's only a ghost. Don't worry.
It's just poor home security and a rapist.
Yeah, actually, yes. Well, he bore a striking resemblance to you, actually, Duncan, I'm just saying. But yeah, that's the only one that I can think of that's not really supernatural at all.
I think it could be though, because you reminded me, I was trying to think of what had happened to me, and I've had a similar experience in my apartment in New York.
Same guy?
Yeah, same guy. He looked exactly the description.
What are the chances of that?
But no, this sounds insane, but I was in my bed in the morning, so it was daylight hours, and I heard, the sound of feet stepping off of a wooden floor, when it's not as if you hear it touching the floor like a boot touching the floor, but you hear the sound of the wood moving. I heard that sound moving across the foot of my bed.
I can explain.
And I thought, okay, maybe you can. And then I felt some pressure on the side of my bed as well, like the bed depressed. And then I heard this noise, and I was freaked out, so I just decided to keep sleeping, and when I woke up, the thing was gone. And then I looked it up later, and my apartment building was apparently built on top of an old disco from the 70s, and so I just wonder, I do think this stuff is possible, so I don't know, it might not be real, but it might be. So you reminded me, I hadn't thought about that in a while, so yeah.
I'd just like to say, good question. Good question. Took us a minute to get there, but it ended up being a really good question. Hi, how are you? You ready for this?
I've got fans too, so. First of all, thank you for coming.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
My real question is, which is your most surprising thing that a fan did for you?
The most surprising thing a fan has done?
For you.
For you. For me. Surprising. A fan has done for you.
I've gotten some beautiful artwork from fans, or someone gave me some, I felt bad, but they gave me some really nice sunglasses once, and I didn't want to take them, but it was very nice of them. I don't know, things like that, just...
Oh yeah, I've been given extraordinary paintings, some amazing art, actually. Some of which I'm very glad to have at home, actually. It's really stunning what people have done. Books of art and poems, and very thoughtful, actually. I was once given an axe. Yeah, that was a bit difficult to take with me. It was beautiful engraved axe, and yes, I was a bit puzzled by that one, but sadly I had to leave that behind. I hope the person who gave it to me is not in the room. But yeah, that was pretty extraordinary. But people are extremely generous. It's quite humbling, actually, when you go to events and people have taken enormous trouble to do things. Tapestries, yeah. Yeah, really, that's true. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But the trouble is, a lot of them are obviously of the character that you've done, and it becomes a little awkward at home to just constantly have images of yourself in character. It just looks like the lair of an egomaniac. Yes, and this is a picture of me, and that's a statue of me. Here is another picture of me. Yeah, so
I'm failing to see the problem in that.
No, yes, you just have a hall of him, don't you?
I have an entire painting on my ceiling of my own face.
Sam was once given a duvet with multiple images of himself on it. Yeah. He used to snuggle down with it in the trailer, actually. So he told me. I didn't actually witness that, but yeah.
I did. It was beautiful. No, very similar. Just all the amazing gifts. I think I went to a convention last year in Germany, and I ended up with about 15 engraved hip flasks. I was I'd had a few whiskies as I was trying to go through customs, and didn't realise half of them would actually fill up with whiskey. And I spent about...
You'd filled them with whiskey?
Well, I didn't. They came pre-prepared. But I did end up like that. Stuck me down in the airport for about an hour and a half as being frisked and.
The most surprising thing a fan has ever given me is probably herpes. Yeah.
Well, okay.
You can tell he's not slept for a bit.
Where do you go after that?
We have a question, follow-up question.
How?
I don't know if you heard, the follow-up question from the audience was, how?
I was joking, actually. I don't. Again, beautiful artwork and all that sort of stuff.
In between the herpes.
Yeah, in between the herpes. Wonderful cream I got for it. I think. Stitched myself right up there.
This is normally the time where the host is supposed to step in, but it's just too delicious. I'm just letting it run.
It's really not true. I'm just going to say that now. It's really not true. The sort of weirdest fan interaction was when I was at this charity event, and this guy and this woman came over to me, and she said, "Can I take a photo with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, that's fine." And so her husband went to take the photo, and then she looked at me. She had her arm on me. She looked at me. She went, "Can I lick your face?" And I was like, I feel a bit weird about that. I'd rather you didn't. And then her husband, with the camera, went, "Go on, Tom, lick her face. Lick her face.
Lick it, Tom, do it, go on.
No!
Wow.
So I ended up posing with her tongue sort of like, just millimeters from my face. It was, and that's how I got the herpes.
Good on.
Hello guys, hello again for some of you. I'm here, okay.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, I like memories, eerie memories, and I don't know if you're willing to share them, but my question is, if you want to share your really first memory, the first one that you can recall from your childhood, and your happiest one, and maybe for Tom it would be hard because he didn't sleep so well, but you can try. Okay.
I'm dreading to think what Tom's going to say in answer to this question.
As you guys think about your answer to the question, I'll just say this. I've seen a few hands go up. So now that you guys are primed and ready, if you have a question, wait by the microphones on either side of the room. And then when they're done with this question, you guys can ask them from there. And I'll see you in a bit.
I'm totally confused.
I think you're doing a great job, Jason. What do you guys think? He's doing great.
Thank you, buddy.
Your voice is very well suited for this sort of thing as well, and as an additional line of work, because you've got a very soothing speaking voice for the.
It's calming.
It's full and soothing.
It's very kind of you, my friend.
It's just
all right,
reassuring. Earliest childhood memory.
Oh boy, I have a lot of memories, and I definitely have earlier memories than this, but I do remember bringing my sister home from the hospital. I was only 4, so I mean I have memories before that, but I do remember that. I remember the building, the way it looked, and being very excited to bring her home with my brother. I remember that. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many. I'll try to think of something else when we go down the line, but.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's clearly a very long time ago in my case, so I'm struggling. But I don't know. I mean, I remember like sitting in chairs in the sunshine when I was like 3. I can picture that in my mind of what the world looked like. I remember being soaked with a hose when I was like 2 or 3. And I found that really disturbing. I got very upset. I do remember that. The happiest memory of when I was a child. I don't know. God, isn't it terrible that you can't?
I loved Christmas time.
Christmas, yes.
All those early.
Yeah. Yes. Christmas is where I do. Yes, I do remember. I remember as well. The smell of the car that we used to drive around in. I know it's a weird thing to say perhaps, but It was an old Ford Cortina. Yeah, really old one. And in fact, I was told this, the previous car to the one that we had a little van. And in those days, of course, there were no seat belts. And so I was put in the back of the van where there were no seats with my brother and sister. And I was in my cot. And apparently they would just hold onto the cot as we turned corners. And all, yeah, can you imagine that now? This is a tiny baby in the back of a van just sliding around. Nobody thought anything of it. So fortunately, I don't remember that because it was probably very traumatic.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I kind of remember, I went to this, I guess you call it kindergarten or nursery school, and they used to have this, for some reason they would elect a birthday for you that wasn't your birthday, and you had to sit in the middle of the class and then everyone would sing happy birthday to you, and for some reason I found that the most upsetting thing. I just remember just weeping openly.
So they just said, now's your birthday, even when it wasn't?
Yeah.
And they just
I don't
forced
know
you
what
to
it was
listen to
about.
happy
It was
birthday.
kind of some early 70s
What kind of a
experiment.
school did you go to? This is...
One for the medically insane, which is the, you know, unfortunately I'm a sociopath, so I don't have any happy memories at all because I don't have emotions. So thank you for that round of applause for that bit of information. Thank you.
I'm the fellow sociopaths in the audience. That's good.
I've got a very distinct memory actually from. So I'm a twin. I've got a twin sister, and I remember having my nappy changed. I've got a really distinct memory of being on the floor in my mum and dad's house in Swindon. Don't know if you've ever been there. Don't know why you ever would.
My sister was born in Swindon.
Oh really? At Princess Margaret Hospital.
I got dumped in Swindon and had to spend the entire night sleeping rough.
Sorry.
It was a beautiful experience.
But yeah, I remember literally having my legs back over my head and having my nappy changed and being wiped and all that.
How old were you at this point, Tom? Just questioning.
16?
16, yeah, I thought so.
I remember that from
I think I've
yesterday.
seen that online, actually. Yeah.
But on the subject of cars, so when I was growing up, my mum and dad didn't have a lot of money and we had a larder. Do you remember what a larder is?
My dad had a larder.
Oh, did he really?
Yes.
And so we towed a caravan. So my mum's cousin married a Hungarian man. This is a true story. We towed a caravan from the UK to Hungary. And we stopped in several places, Salzburg being one of them. I met someone from Austria this morning. And I said, there we are. That's when I went to Salzburg when I was 6. And it was one of my happiest memories. Walking down the road with my sisters singing The Sound of Music in Salzburg. Yeah, I know, sad but true.
That's impressive, the larder, wow. Yeah. I'm amazed it could do that.
Oh, on that note, this was in 1986 when Hungary was still communist.
Oh, wow.
And Hungary, the police cars and everything in Hungary were larders, right?
Yes.
And we went to this place one day, and it was like a monastery or something. Interesting. And we came back to our car and it was surrounded by people taking photos because they'd never seen a right-hand drive larder before.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So they're taking photos of my very unfashionable car.
They're collectible now.
Yeah.
They're actual, yeah.
Anyway, sorry to bore you.
Jason's still in the toilet or drinking whiskey somewhere, I think.
Oh yes, there's a lady at the microphone there. Oh, is it on? No, nothing, hold on. You're going to pretend you know what you're doing, Duncan.
Well, Roiz, my trousers are falling down.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you.
Sure, interesting question.
Okay, so for Reeve and Grimm, this is your second convention here in Rome.
Yes.
Did you have any advice for Duncan and Tom?
I think they're doing very well.
They are doing extremely well. They are. They are. You're both doing very well. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Is there
Keep
anything
asking
maybe-
questions about me.
Maybe pace yourself with the apple juice.
Yes, pace yourself with the drinking. Just pace yourself.
No. Next question.
Hi, this isn't actually me asking a question, it's for my friend who's a bit shy. She wants to know about characters in the Middle Earth. Who would you like to play if you were there? And I know one of you was there. But,
Me?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I was there.
Yeah. Just let us know what adventures you'd like to have in Middle Earth, what characters you'd like to play.
Which character?
All of you.
Right. Ooh. Galadriel, I think. I mean, really, you can't beat it. The dress, the beautiful jewelry. I mean, she has such a, you know, everything is so slow. When you're an elf. Oh. Clearly he needs to slow down.
Hey, that was cool. What are you talking about?
In fact, that was very Galadriel there. That's just the kind of thing that Kate Blanchett does all the time. Middle Earth, it is a weird one, because when you've been a dwarf, I know that's a strange thing to say out loud, but when you've been a dwarf, there's no going back. That's it. Yes, once you've tried dwarf, there's no better place to go.
Well, you know what? Okay, I hope I'm getting this right, but Viggo Mortensen did so well, I think, as... I mean, I was particularly drawn to that character as a teenager, so I'd say probably if they ever did a remake, yes, sure, maybe Aragorn would be my thing.
I loved it. You'd be a good Aragorn. I could see you as Aragorn. Yeah, I could totally see you as Aragorn.
Thank you. Well, I love those films, so I don't know, any of them. Probably I would stay away from the dresses for myself. I don't think I have the legs for those, for the Kate Blanchett's outfit.
I think I'd probably go for one of the hobbits that just stayed in the Shire and just got drunk. Well, you know, because they had it good, the Shire people. They didn't know what the fuck was going on, you know, they were just there.
They just carried on like nothing was happening.
Just carried on. Yeah, that would be cool.
I think I might join you, and we could be the tallest hobbits.
We would run the Shire.
We would run the Shire. I am the tallest hobbit. Technically, I'm not a hobbit anymore. I'm a giant, but I don't know. I'd like to be Legolas, but be made out of Lego.
Okay, who's got another question? Let's do this. Come on. Put your head over there.
They have their own
microphone. Work? Do I have to actually move?
Does the microphone work? No. No.
Alright, let's do this. Hello. What's your question?
Hello, I have a very funny question. What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
Oh, you were asking the right guy standing next to you there. Oh my God. Well, how long have you got?
In the last 24 hours or in a lifetime?
Well, please, Duncan, do.
Well, I did just take a shit on stage, but no one noticed, so I think I got away with it.
I do apologise.
I probably would just get arrested if I actually told you the craziest thing, so...
Yes, he's probably not the person to ask, because he would implicate himself in all sorts of appalling things. I'm a bit dull, really. I don't know about crazy. Crazy, yeah. I'm not nearly as crazy as I'd like to be. I love crazy people. I do, because I'm not really like that. I've always been drawn to people who are a bit edgy like that, because I've always been very good. You know, I was a really good student at school and all this boring stuff, and so I always slightly admired the people who went against that, and that's probably why Duncan and I get on. Because he's exactly like that. The kind of person that you were at school with who did shocking, awful things. So yeah, I'm not really good on the crazy. Sorry.
I'm trying to pick one just off the... Yeah, that was a kind of an embarrassing one in Ireland where I'd been at a quite well-to-do party all night, so I was dressed in a suit. I used to live quite near the beach in Galway, so I got home about 4 in the morning, and there was a big beach party going on, a massive bonfire, and a load of hippies, and they were dancing around, and I was kind of drunk, and then got it in my mind that I was Jim Morrison or something, and took all my clothes off, and tried to incite an orgy amongst the people, and started dancing around the fire, and I leapt over the fire, and then, of course, you don't realise that a bonfire that's been on sand for the last 5 hours is molten hot. So I ended up in an accident emergency with a burn on my foot that big. No one would get naked with me. Basically, it was just a group of people with their iPhones just filming this fucking lunatic leaping around the place.
And that's just one off the top of your head?
Yeah, that's quite a mild one. I couldn't probably... people need to loosen up and get naked more often.
Well, we look forward to later on.
can't really top that. I once got invited to this convention in Rome. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The apple juice was amazing. It's crazy. Craziest thing I've ever done. It's not really that crazy, but I once worked in this kitchen that hospitalised me twice, and that was when I decided to leave the kitchen because it wasn't maybe good for my health. But the first time I was hospitalised was, part of the deal was I got paid £2 an hour to wash pots in this kitchen in Sheffield.
Yeah.
And they, on top of that, I got a free meal, and I was like 14, 15 years old, so I got burger and fries every week. But there was this one chef who was terrible, but he was very sort of like judgy about people, and he made me my burger and fries, and I was in a real rush that night, and I took a massive bite out of it, and it was piping hot because it had just got off the grill, and rather than spit it out in front of him, I decided to try and swallow it. And so I tried to swallow it, and all of a sudden it got lodged in my food pipe. And when I say lodged, it was like blocked. So one of the other chefs decided, as they saw me sort of bending over the bin and not being able to do anything, that they should take me to hospital. And so I got taken to hospital and had to have an operation to have it removed.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
They couldn't get it out.
They couldn't get out. They tried the Heimlich maneuver.
You're lucky you didn't
cracked
choke
one of
to
my
death.
ribs.
What?
I know. It was amazing. That's the first time I had morphine. Have you ever had morphine? It's brilliant.
Yes, that's good, yeah. I've had a bit of morphine, yeah. It's nice.
So, yeah.
I'm on it right now.
So my mic wasn't working a minute ago, and I just wanted to say I really enjoyed your story, and I'm glad it was just your foot.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring you guys some company out here on stage if you don't mind. Is that all right?
Oh no,
We
Stephen
can,
Craig, no. No, keep him back. Don't take the chains off.
Hello?
Let's
Unleash the Kraken.
let's start with Sasha.
Sasha!
Hey everybody. What a pleasure it is to be back in Rome.
I think Sasha and I met on this stage 1 year ago.
Yeah, me too.
And look at us now. Best friends.
Jibland boys!
We were thrown into, we hadn't actually really even met until we were in our duo panel on stage. That was, I think, our first time
Pretty much,
actually
yeah. We got to know each other. We sang a little. We did, yeah.
Let's bring out the Davids.
The Davids. Where should we sit? How should we sit? All right. Giuntoli.
We each get one butt cheek on one. Please, we can share.
I'll just hover behind you in a sort of really intimidating fashion, yeah. Having my shirt blown up again.
Best sorority party I've ever been to, you know.
And Graham, could you bring our last guest out, please? Would you do me the honor?
You mean him? He's still here?
The one.
The one.
I'm afraid we have to share with you Stephen Craig!
Hello. Stephen, I apologize. Stephen, I apologize for passing that off, but when Graham tells you not to do something, you don't do it. So he told me not to bring you out, and I had to let him do it. Because he's a very
backstage anyway.
intimidating man.
Masturbating.
What day is it?
I think maybe we should re-ask that question.
This is the weirdest boy band
thing
I've
I've
ever
ever
been. It's great.
Steven's here.
Everyone's doing well? Did we meet most of you for coffee, or didn't we? Upstairs. A lot of you, right?
Woo!
I apologize for everything I said. I remember every name.
Let's do some damage here. What do we got?
I know.
Grimm, have a seat if you want.
Is there a question that you would like them all to answer in unison at the exact same time? One question. Going once. Going twice.
Oh, there's one
sold the lady in the front row.
I
There's a question in the back.
Are you going to play with this wheel?
Oh yeah, what's with this wheel?
play what?
Are we going to play with his what, sorry?
The wheel. I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, the wheel!
Oh, the wheel,
The
yes.
Should it be maybe a group activity?
Has anyone played the wheel yet?
Reeve, you want to give it a spin?
Have you done it yet? The wheel?
No.
Can I just see what the
Break
possibilities
that thing
are?
open.
It might be better if you don't.
Okay, so the possibilities are drink apple juice.
We all know what that is.
Surprise, so obviously that will be a horrifying surprise to somebody. Imitate someone else, sing or dance, drink apple juice, surprise, imitate someone, sing or dance. Okay, right, who's going to spin the wheel?
Give her a whirl.
Give it a whirl, Reeve.
Okay, I'll be
Please
your
don't
guide.
word on sing or dance.
Okay.
Please
I always
not.
wanted to do this. Oh, that's horrible.
Good Lord.
Does that count? That was terrible.
I think
Terrible spin of a wheel.
That was terrible.
Well, I think the rule is it has to go all the way around one time, right?
Cool. Is it like Price is Right?
Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah.
Drink apple juice.
Yeah, well, this is the apple juice. I think maybe we'll
Do we all drink it?
Yeah,
Why-
well,
why-
I think maybe we'll pour a shot for everybody. I think it's a mystery concoction, from what I've
Oh,
been
really?
explained.
I believe one
I
is
think we just-
apple juice, one is tea, one is actually whiskey, and one is urine. Really? So, we'll see who's the lucky one.
I think the idea is it's going to be a mystery juice, and we find out as it enters our
Yes,
our
that's what I
face.
call urine too. Mystery juice.
You know which is which, don't you?
I
can tell.
don't. I really don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going? Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm nervous. What is happening?
It's definitely urine, so.
All right. I just think maybe
We can't play this game much longer.
salute.
Oh.
Definitely
urine.
whiskey.
That is not apple juice.
That was not apple juice.
Wow. So,
God.
apparently we have over 50 countries represented here today.
50 countries.
50 countries. It's, like you said, it's the UN.
It is
In
the
here.
Oh,
UN.
yeah, no, I know.
And as
I
I
feel like
understand,
there's a-
at the end of the weekend, it's them versus us in a physical, all-out, just grappling.
I think we're in trouble.
Do we all get to claim our own country as our team? Maybe?
Well, we got a lot of Virginians, right? We got to put a few over there.
Hear that roar.
Did you hear that? The Virginian roar. Yeah. Who else do we got? Where are our Italians?
Wow, a lot of hands.
Yeah, we got a couple
Italian,
there.
sort of. My DNA.
Where are Norwegians? We got Norwegians?
Really?
There we go.
Day today. It's Norway Day today.
It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, the
Happy Independence, Norway.
Independent.
Well done, Norway.
Independent.
Anybody from Scotland? Yes?
Well done.
Kilmarnock. Australia. Okay.
Yay!
One lonely Australian.
We got Americans.
Woo!
All right.
Mexicans?
Have we met any Canadians, actually?
Yeah, right?
Really?
No Canadians.
You are an island unto
They're too
yourself.
polite.
Sasha.
They're too polite. They're not gonna cheat.
Yeah, they're actually there, but they don't want to. They don't want to make it.
I met someone from Finland. Finland is out there, I know that. Yeah,
Any
Finland.
Brits? We've got some Brits.
Yes, quite a few
Stay
there.
here, because we won't be allowed to come back in about a year's time. Okay?
Enjoy
that
now.
silly little vote that we had.
Yes, enjoy it while you can.
No, we had a couple of Japanese friends.
Japanese,
Yeah.
yes.
There they are. 1, 2. There we go. They're flanking the whole
Some
group.
nice Germans.
Germans, yes. Oh, quite a few Germans.
Yeah.
Russian, there's a Russian lady there. I can see the Russian. And is there more Russians? Is there something else? Yes, well done. Excellent.
I recall a Finn or two.
Yes. Said the
There
show.
they are. I want to hear that language in a moment.
Yeah.
There's someone here from Belgium.
Luxembourg.
Americans.
We got Luxembourgians. Is that I don't know. Is that proper
Yeah.
conjugation?
It is now. It has to be.
Is it?
Are they called Luxembourgs?
Are they Borgs?
Anybody from South America?
No way. Where?
Wow.
Where?
She's obviously been celebrating
I'm gonna
South
say
American
Argentina.
projects as well.
Brazil! Oi, Brazil!
Fantastic, fantastic. That's great. Wow.
Do you guys have any questions, or we can just keep going through all the countries?
Well, I will say this.
Estonia!
Wait,
No?
so one
All
of
right.
them
You
should spin the
guys,
wheel.
please show your affection for the folks that were on the stage already. They are going to go back to the green room and have some apple juice.
Woo-hoo. Thank you. For that. Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Does everybody have I got one? All right, awesome. So when we started off the last one, there was,
You better go back.
when we started off the
I
last,
could use that after that last apple juice shot. Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. When we
That's
started
what
off the
6
last
years of Grimm was like. Me just serving David nonstop. Would you like another sandwich, David? There you go.
It's a disgruntled, screaming.
So we started off the last one and it was a little quiet. So I went out and made you guys ask questions. And I said, just to start off, is there a question for all four? And then every question was for all four. It wasn't a rule about question asking. If you have a specific question, you're more than welcome to give it. But we have microphones available on either side of the room. And if I don't see anybody at them, I'm going to come stick a microphone in your face and make you ask a question.
This is a rare situation. It's just a room. It's going to be very aggressive questioning from Jason in a second. Gonna shake people.
For instance, first question, no pressure, but tons of pressure.
I don't remember.
Listen, you don't remember your question.
So, I have a question for Sasha and David. It's about Grimm, the finale.
Real quick, I don't have a question. I'm sorry, I don't have it. My question is for...
Okay, I didn't get why
Spoiler alert.
Diana, she was first afraid of the zerstörer, and then she wasn't.
I'm sorry. So Diana was at first afraid of Zerstörer.
Zerstörer.
Zerstörer?
Nicely
done. Yeah. And then she wasn't. And then she wasn't.
Why? Is that because of one side of the mirror and the other side of the mirror, maybe?
Oh, that's actually really good. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. That's the one. That's really good. It's really good. That's the one. Have you guys seen Grimm? Yes. I haven't. Have you seen like all the way to the end? Because I don't want to spoil it for people.
Some of them have. Some of them.
Because I know some haven't. I remember talking to some people who haven't. Diana, my daughter, my seed, she at first she was scared of him, and then she kind of, I think she fell under his spell. There's something prophetic about that, right? It was like destined to happen.
Sasha, sorry to interrupt, but I've just noticed that you guys look really handsome.
Oh,
Why, thank you.
Sorry, I just wanted to draw your attention to that in case you wanted to.
Thank you. I hadn't.
You know what, Stephen?
Well,
you can interrupt anytime you like.
Sexy mofo.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Can we turn that into a ringtone? I would like to.
But I think it was something like that. Like there was, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know if it was prophetic. I think
looking at me like as if. Yeah, I know.
I know. A lot happened that last episode. I think she fell under his spell.
Yeah.
Once he wanted her to do so.
Because there was some sort of like legend that had her destined to be his wife, I believe. So I think she fell into that. And you're right, it probably happened on the two different sides of the mirror. Everything was, the different realities occurred. So yes. I'm sorry?
Kelly, your son, Nick's son.
Oh, son.
Yeah, Kelly.
He was also, he liked the zerstörer. Why was that? I
Well,
mean,
yes. Same thing, man. Just
Don't steal
under
my
the
answer.
spell of that Zerstörer. He was played by an Australian actor named Will. Do you know Will? Will Travel. Will Travel. They're also damn handsome. So of course they fell under his spell. Yeah. Thank you.
Excellent question. I didn't understand a word of it, but I really appreciated it. I think we have a question here on the left side.
Hey there, how you doing? Hello.
I'm very good, thanks. How are you?
Where's that coming from?
Over there.
Oh fuck yeah, hello.
I was wondering.
Always swear and it gets a laugh. Yeah, bring Scott in here, huh?
I was wondering what your most memorable audition experiences are, both for good and bad reasons.
That's a good question, actually.
It's a great question.
I auditioned for this pornographic film one time.
Is this true?
And
of course it's true.
No, this isn't true. God, I mean, probably for commercials. I can't specifically remember off the top of my head. I once actually started crying in a casting for a commercial one time because...
Did you get a part?
I didn't get the part. I walked out the room because at that part, it was a few years ago and I was struggling to ever get any acting work, and I was going up for commercials all the time, and commercials are quite soul destroying, the casting process. And I actually started crying in one of them and walked out the room.
Out of like sorrow, or because
just out of like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Oh yeah, we've all felt that feeling.
You know,
yeah.
So yeah. I mean, that's not very funny, I'm afraid.
I understand that one.
The audition process is really difficult. It's really yeah. It's the hardest part of this business, I think, in many ways, because you keep having to prove yourself over and over again. But it makes for some great stories, though. I have a lot of awful audition stories. Well, I remember one. It was for a very popular TV show, like a CSI TV show thing, and the casting director was a little unhinged, to say the least. And
I remember this.
Do you remember her? Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to go off like Ventura Boulevard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was kind of notorious for being crazy. And I remember I just arrived in LA, so I was brand new to everything. I was really like excited and like prepared my lines and everything. And I'm waiting in the waiting room, and all I could hear inside the office is craziest screaming and things being thrown around as she's fighting with everyone in the office. And I'm just sitting there waiting, and then all of a sudden it's like, Sasha? Yeah. And I was like, oh my, and she just dragged me to her office and proceeded to like tell me all the things wrong with all of her staff and everything like that. It was just like the weirdest thing. And then she's like, okay, go ahead, do your thing. And somehow I got the part. I don't know how, but it was just one of the most nightmarish kind of like tense and horrible experiences, which it shouldn't be. It doesn't have to be that way.
This is a great question, because it's true. Like you guys come from different. We're all from different countries. Yeah. And the shame, just like it's.
No, but I'm gonna say like the US holds a special place for making you feel like shitty as an actor.
I can believe that.
I remember the first time I went to LA, and it's a bit of a rocky experience if you come there as an Aussie, because you're used to like just a very small industry and very nice people around, and you go into these offices, you drive like. I don't know,
looking good too.
Ages to get anywhere. You spend the night. Maybe you get your sides, which are the lines you have to learn the night before, and you spend all night trying to learn them. Then you stress out getting there in the traffic, and then you get to the room after like getting in a parking spot that's probably only there for, it's probably parked illegally, and when you get back you're probably going to get a ticket. You get in the room, and you've learnt the lines, and then your casting director has got the lines in front of him, and I remember I went to one room, and honest to God, the guy didn't even look at me. You just reading the lines, and you're blah 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 blah. I'm doing my best to like impress, and they just honestly just look at the page. You walk out of there, you talk to your agent, you're like, oh, how'd the audition go? And you're like, yeah, I don't think it went that well. Didn't even look at me. But then you hear from your agent, the casting director, yeah, they thought you were great, and you're thinking to yourself, how the hell would they know that? Because I never looked at you once. But yeah, Australia's a different story altogether. But
Dave, do you remember we once spoke about like the extra skills, a special skill set that you put on your resume?
Yes. So I don't know if you guys did this. On the back of a resume, of your headshot, you put your credits, and when you didn't have any credits,
scuba diving.
If they ask you if you can do anything,
raiding.
Yeah. surfing, horse riding, anything.
I had fun. You can put a bunch of these special skills, like
Javelin.
swimming, polo, whatever. And you just like, I would just throw in bullshit.
And when you're early in your career and your credits are this short, then your special skills end up being this
really long
to compensate. Yeah.
I remember at one point I had on, can cry on cue when punched on cue.
And I had canoeing, a skill that is, you know, of paramount importance in Los Angeles.
Of course.
Canoeing, as you do in almost
The important
every.
thing is if they ask you in an audition, can you do it? You always say yes, and then hope that you learn it from the time you get
In
to
a
the
week.
part.
Yeah, there's nothing easy about auditioning.
I actually did remember, just very quickly, quite a funny story. It wasn't quite an audition, but it was a meeting. And a few years ago, I had a meeting with some a big casting director in London. And a couple of years previous to that, I was doing a musical in the West End of London, which, contrary to my Twitter post recently, I can actually sing a little bit. And these casting directors had taken me out for dinner after the show for 2 or 3 hours. And then about 2 years later, I had a meeting with the lady, and I was, we were chatting away, and I said, well, we actually have met before. And she said, no, we haven't. And I said, yeah, we have. You came to see Cabaret, and you took me out for dinner after it. And she said, no, I definitely didn't. And I was like, look, and it suddenly got a little bit awkward because the rest of her office was listening. And I said, look, I'm not lying. You took me out for dinner, you were there, blah, blah, blah. And she said, no, I've never met you in my life. And then she went, oh no, I remember, because my husband had his stroke the next day.
Oh my God!
And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I hope it was nothing to do with my performance. Because I couldn't think what else to say. So she got a bit pissed off and said, no, it was nothing to do with your performance. And then she really opened up to me and started telling me how difficult the process had been. She got a little bit emotional, and I couldn't think of anything to say other than,
don't say anything.
That's mental.
But did you get the part?
And she looked at me and she went, yes, mental. And then there was just silence, and I said, shall I? And she went, yeah. And they haven't seen me since, actually. Although not that she would remember, to be fair. So yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
That is...
Yeah, but did you get the part?
I wasn't even up for a part. I mean, I didn't get whatever it was that was going on. So yeah.
Thank you.
She was like,
thank you. I'm so sorry you had to stand there.
Follow-up question on the special skills. Did anybody ever book a show or a job in which you said that you did have the special skills but really didn't?
I was up for a show. This is when I was living in Canada, and they were doing like a movie about Canadian Olympic swim team, and I went into the room to play one of these very famous Canadian Olympians, and they said, so there's a lot of swimming involved, and how comfortable are you in the water? And I said, oh, I swim like a dolphin. This is exactly what I said. I swim like a dolphin. Anyway, I get a call that afternoon from my agent, and he goes, like a dolphin, huh? I said, what? He goes, they said you swim like a dolphin. And I quickly responded, more of an otter, really? Anyway, but they were patient enough to kind of train me and get me in the water. But yes, you do sometimes, embellish a little bit.
It's hard enough as it is.
It is.
Well, I had an audition for this pornographic film one time.
Here we go.
No, I can't think of anything though.
All right. Well, we have a nice little lineup over here. How you doing?
Hello.
Are you ready?
Hello.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. So I watched Outbound and Grimm, and obviously in the season finale we saw a 20-year forwards little bit, but we didn't actually see any of the main characters. So my question for all four of you is where you think your characters will be in 20 years' time, which I recognise in Ian and David's case may be dead, but give it your best shot, please.
Where will our characters be in 20 years' time? In the show?
From what date?
From the last date you filmed.
Oh, okay. No, I'm very much alive, I think. And I don't know. I could all just fantasize about it, couldn't I? I wonder. Living in California and just kicking back and getting the sun.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really tough question to ask. I don't have the imagination of Diana.
I mean, I think actually probably that might even be explained in books 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No one wants to read the answer. They want to hear it from you.
I know. I don't want to tread on territory that's already been
Ian
answered.
Murray probably sets up something to do with wood company.
Carpentry or something.
Yeah, carpentry, I guess, in between dolphin training.
I'd like to think my character's still solving mysteries, you know, in or around England, London, that kind of thing. You know, getting paid for it maybe, but it doesn't really need the money, so I don't know. It's a really good question.
Really good question for the writers.
Exactly. Yes.
What do you think, Dave?
I'm deceased. I'm
Nick
deceased.
and Renard open up like a B&B somewhere.
Botched murder suicide.
Yeah. Botched. Okay. Double murder suicide. Or a B&B. So it could go either way. I don't know. I think Renard is likely to either rule the world or be dead trying. Like I think it's really one or the other. He's not a lot of compromising with that guy, and I don't think he would settle for anything less. So yeah, he probably has his sights aimed pretty high.
Burkhart would be in. Burkhart's in hiding, I would say.
For 20 years.
If you're making it into your 50s, 60s as a Grimm, you're not in like a metropolis. You're in like
Mind
a
you,
in the woods.
In the finale, you referred to.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
the kids,
Papa.
the kids,
Mom and Dad, right?
Oh, Papa Bear.
Yeah,
Papa Bear Nick.
Just curmudgeonly Nick Burkhart. No, Nick is in the woods. Nick is in the woods. He doesn't want to be around
What's he
people.
doing in the woods?
Well, Nick is a woodsman. He has a low center of gravity. He's just chopping wood, Sash. He's working with his hands for Christ's sake.
Be chopping
Because he doesn't want to kill, and he has an axe.
The carpentry for the wood.
I actually think there's probably a very strong
Is it the
chance
wine?
as well. Oh, sorry.
No,
sorry.
keep going.
No, sorry. That Ian Murray ends up hooking up with Jamie Fraser. And Ian and Jamie just spend the rest of their life in Lallybroch fucking each other.
Make me very jealous. Yeah.
Who's fucking him? I've never seen the show. Is there a lot of that going on?
Sometimes Jamie fucks Ian, and then sometimes Ian gets a wooden leg and puts it on the table before, you know, administering a bit of tongue action.
Is that in the books as well?
Right.
Sorry?
Is that in the books?
Yeah, that's in book 10 still to be written, I think.
Yeah,
It's
a
hinted
draft.
at in Virgins, if anyone's read Virgins. It's not.
I really got to see the show.
Well, I understand there's
Listen.
a lot of sex in your show. There's a lot of coerced.
Yeah.
So we
Say
didn't
it.
have that on ours. We had like the idea of it, and then it would pan right off of you because we're a network, and they enjoy
there's
they
There's the idea of it in Outlander, and then half an hour of sex.
You guys actually show it?
I actually don't get to have sex in it. I father about 500 children, but I have all my sex off camera.
They would always cut back to me post-coital.
He's lying there.
I'm in a constant state of post-coital.
Whilst administering advice to people to say that everything's going to be okay.
We know that you're the father for sure.
I'm the father of everyone in Outlander. Everyone is my children.
You're my father.
I'm actually Lord John.
Did we answer your question?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
We're so sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I'm from Sweden, by the way.
Yeah,
Hey, Sweden, how are you?
Vad fan snackar du om?
What did you just say?
Jag heter Steven.
What did you just say?
I said, what the fuck are you talking about?
Did you really?
Okay.
I think so. Is that what I said? Sorry.
Yes, absolutely. You're very good at speech. What's your favorite cursing word?
You asked the right guy, I
Sorry
think.
to ask that, Sal. But
What do you mean, sorry? He already beat you too?
I have two.
Bring it.
Well, fuck and, I don't know if I can say the second one because it's
You
pretty
can say it.
offensive, isn't it?
Is it we all know what you're talking about.
It's the cunt.
Got it.
So, sorry.
It means other things in different ways. Which again, only in the UK can you say it and it just sounds so darling.
And Australia.
It sounds so lovely.
In Scotland, it's
And
almost
Australia
a term
too.
of
You guys say it
It's
beautifully.
a term of endearment in Australia.
You say it in Canada or the US and everything, the music just stops. Like everyone just like,
Every bit you don't drop that one.
Yeah, I concur, and I'm not going to have to say it.
I had a grandpa who was like, my grandparents were like 85 when I was born. He was born in 1898. So I barely knew him, but I just remember he would face you when you were taught. He would be facing an adult like over here. He wouldn't like what the adult said, and he would do this move. He would say my favorite curse word, and he would do this with his body. He'd go, horse shit. And it just turned
that is your favorite curse word, horse shit.
Horse shit is my favorite, yeah.
It comes with choreography. Horse shit.
That's good. I think I say this a lot out of frustration. I say, for fuck's sake. Like I say that a lot. I catch myself saying it alone a lot. So I know it's my favorite. Because I'm not trying to impress anybody. Yeah, so that's mine.
What about you? Give me a nice Swedish.
What's a nice Swedish curse?
do we have more Swedes here?
I feel like it's going to sound really
How to
cute.
translate horseshit into the language of Swedish?
Hastweet.
Hastweet. Hastweet. Hastweet.
I would say helvetes jävla skit.
Sounds severe.
I like that. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Hell fucking shit.
You're wrapping up a bunch in a
Hell-
nice casserole.
Hell fucking shit. That's good.
I love this sort of coming together.
Pack him in Charlie.
I know.
Honestly, would you use that when you're particularly pissed off? Because I imagine if I drop this glass, I go, oh shit. But if I drop the glass and it breaks, and then somebody cuts themselves, you shout, hell fucking shit.
Well done.
Yeah, and
That's
if you cut your foot off in the glass.
In the glass, right? That's good.
I do think that everything sounds so much better, like curse words sound so much better with a Glaswegian accent, though. Everything just makes so much more sense.
Dude, your accent is brilliant.
Yeah.
Fuck you, thank you.
Yeah, see? Like, it sounds nice. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
It's pretty special.
I think he likes me.
Studies do suggest that people who swear a lot apparently have a good vocabulary, as opposed to the suggestion.
I've heard that too. I've heard that.
I mean, I don't know if that's people who swear a lot who then write that and put it out there in the same way that size doesn't matter or whatever. I don't know if those things actually are true. But I think if you read a review for a film or for a TV show or something, when it says something like the film was absolutely fantastic, okay, that makes me think it's really good. But if I read and they said the film was absolutely fucking brilliant, that would make me more enticed to go and see it. I think a good, well-placed fuck can go a long way.
Absolutely.
In every aspect of life, yeah. Hold on.
Thank you. That was improvised. Thank you.
That's going to be the quote of the week. A well-placed fuck can go a long way. That's going to be on your tombstone.
Actually, well, I think that's good.
I think it's a great
Remind
one.
me of it so I don't forget.
Yeah, I know. Don't you worry. I'll be there. Any other questions?
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Since all of you are in series with a lot of action sequence, I was wondering if you could tell us something about the action sequence that you liked the most, or which one you were scared to do.
Did you see the scene where I walk up steps with a wooden leg? Yeah.
Wait, you got a wooden leg?
Yeah, I've got a wooden leg. And I shit you not, there are huge concrete steps going up to the house that I live in. The steps are about that size. The first time negotiating those steps with the wooden leg was scary.
How do you do the wooden leg?
So wooden leg.
Wait, they put it down off your leg.
Yeah. And I get a green sock. and the CGI. So I actually
yeah,
have a rooted leg.
Oh, that helps. That's
yeah,
great.
it really helps, but it was hard at first. So that was my scary action scene.
That's hard to do. Yeah, you okay?
I don't like
pain. The other, actually, to be honest, the other actors find it harder than me because Sam and Katrina, they always start laughing because I'm like,
oh, in a kilt?
No kilt.
I love when they put a sword in my hand. Like I get a little bit like a kid and I just start waving around like you just. I don't know, it's one of the great pleasures of being an actor, is like to be someone else. And I get a bit carried away sometimes with with the sword. But one time, there's a scene that you'll see in season 3, and I can say this, I think, where I have the sword and they forgot to blunt the end of it, and I'm holding it up against Sam's throat.
Oh wow!
And I don't know why they thought to give me the sword and put it in my hands and place it against the star's throat. But I did end up cutting him. But we're still friends.
And I guess, guys,
so the cut wasn't that bad. But yeah, I guess that was a bit hairy. Especially giving a sword to me, as I said. So yeah, don't give a sword to me because I'll just start throwing it around, pretending I'm like in Star Wars or something. Because yeah.
Sam is still alive.
He's still alive. I mean, after that extensive surgery he had.
We do put a lot of faith in our prop guys, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
What happened to that prop guy, by the way?
What's that?
That prop guy no longer with you?
No, he's still got his job.
Really? Wow. All right.
He did end up blunting the sword, so he did do his job eventually, but not before there was major.
Not before he cut Sam's throat.
Yeah, exactly.
Sasha, I believe at one point, so on our show, I had a stunt guy, we had great stunt people and they looked just like us, basically. And whenever, it would usually be like I was fighting the stunt version of someone else. And the stunt guy just knows how to sell everything. They make the actor look a lot better, but they're far more capable. Except in season, I believe 2, where Sasha, the captain, and Nick get into a huge fight outside of the cabin, and it's actually Sasha and David fighting. Yeah. It was a shit show.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
I remember at some point.
And we're both pretty good at stunts, but I think it was the only time in 6 years they actually had us rehearse a fight.
They did. How long did they give you to rehearse?
Not long enough.
Not long. And it was like in between scenes.
You get like 5 minutes to rehearse.
Yeah, it was not great, and that's the problem. That's why they have stunt guys, because they don't have enough time to actually get the actors to learn the choreography. So normally the stunt guys come in and do the big master shot, and then the actors come in like, it's tight, and they're just
just like right on your face, and you're not the whole body.
But in this particular instance, which I will also say was the last instance after we finished. We beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, I remember.
Literally.
Well, because we did the stunt performance together, we were rehearsing, but then once you get on camera, you're like acting and doing the stunts, and you can't, I couldn't do both anyway. I just remember at some point after the stunt, after that day, I was putting on my actual David clothing, and I'm like, I think that stunt went pretty well, and I take off my pants, and I see basically a Sasha Roiz, like size 15 heel bruise on my just giant thigh.
Yeah, we both knocked each other about a little bit.
You always add like an extra 15% to whatever you're doing when you're performing.
Yeah, and it's always a mistake.
You find you're like pulling punches, and then in the take you just like you actually connect.
You can get carried away a little bit.
It's very true.
I like doing stunts, but there's always like that little variable of like, you may hurt somebody terribly. We had actually a stunt guy get really hurt as well, so it's always scary because you're like, I love doing them, I absolutely love doing them, but you know that like just a little inch off here or there and somebody's getting pretty hurt, so.
Yes.
Yeah. My favorite stunt sequence was the one in the last season, the one David directed, where I got to play 2 Renards, and I had to fight myself, and that was incredibly confusing.
That was very confusing.
There were 6 doubles. There were like a chorus line of Renards, because there were some that had the morph makeup, and some that didn't, and so there were like versions, you know, all these versions, and then me as well jumping in, and it was really fun.
You were how good was he in that episode?
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, that was fun. Good Lord.
And can I also say, Sasha, that your biceps look enormous on that screen? I mean, what? Yes! Go on!
Stop it, you.
Excuse me, where is everyone going? We're still
like two turtles
racing
after your arm. Okay. Hi, you're from Israel.
Yes.
I remember. I remember.
Thank
See, I do
you.
remember. I'm not bullshitting you guys. Because a lot of you are like, you don't remember. And I did accuse a lot of you guys of being there last year, and I know it's your first year, and I apologize, but I do remember you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope you will. Question for all of you. What makes you hungry and what makes you happy?
Angry and happy.
I thought you said hungry.
Steve, why do I think everything makes you angry?
Sasha, why don't you just fuck off?
I am what I'm talking about.
What makes me angry? God, I find it very hard to be serious, but if I mean serious, you know, anything. Injustice, you know, injustices
Yes,
make me
amen.
angry. Somebody being not treated well, or somebody being taken advantage of, or
But the small injustices as well.
Yeah.
Like when someone cuts in front of you in line or something like that, that just
road rage. I mean,
Yeah, I'm terrible.
when I'm in my car, I get bad road rage sometimes.
I would love a live feed from the inside of your car.
I actually one of the first times I went to LA.
Oh boy.
A guy got out his car to me, and I didn't realise I was about to get out of the car as well, and he was about the same size as you, and I suddenly was like, oh fuck.
Get back in that car.
And he came up to the door and he was like, you motherfucker, you fucking cut in front of me. And I said, oh look, I'm really sorry, I just got to LA, and instantly, when he heard my accent, he was like, oh yeah, it's okay man, where are you going, can I help you? Or, I mean, like that.
Disarmed by that accent.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that kind of stuff. And what makes me happy, being with these guys on stage.
Oh, stop it now.
And being here with you.
Do I have to answer this one? It's a hard question. Okay. Yes. Okay.
This woman flew in all the way from Israel to ask you that question. You're answering it.
All right.
Yes, it is
No,
the Grimm
I think it is
guys.
so small. Like when seriously, what Steve was saying, when like injustice and when just those small things, like it's actually hard being in another country because everyone has their different etiquettes. In Australia, we all spare to the left. For example, when you're walking down the sidewalk. And I'll often find myself in a situation where, like I'm in the States or I'm in, even here, and I'm bearing to the left to go down the sidewalk, and I'm thinking like, just give me the right of way because, you know, this is where I'm going, so I'm on the left, I'm on the right. But then you find yourself walking into somebody, and you think, oh, no, wait, we're on the other side of the road, they're coming on the right. Does that make sense to anyone here? I know it makes sense to the Australian.
I've been one of those people who unfortunately got in your way.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to get away because you make me angry.
Like, because I'll go for a run and I'll keep passing people on the wrong side. I know. I apologize.
You're really...
Hold on a second. Surely everyone, I mean, I may be alone in thinking this, the thing that makes me angry or
I said it's the wrong
anything is not getting a fucking acting job. And someone that I don't like gets it instead. That really fucks me off.
Especially when someone you really don't like.
No, it makes me happy when someone gets, you know, an acting job when they really deserve it, Steve, you know.
Of course, also that. Also, yeah. Celebrate everyone's success also.
Yeah, gracious and humble.
I'll say that the same for me, like injustices of any kind, I like to be pretty active socially or politically, and so a lot of what's happening in our world pisses me off, so I try to kind of mitigate that a little bit. But then little things too, like people just being clueless and annoying and insensitive and obnoxious, or someone taking forever in the fucking cash to try to like figure out what they want to order, and you're like, would you it's a coffee, just get a coffee. Sometimes with me, like,
sometimes I need to decide what I want for coffee, and
it's not that, anyway. No, it's funny, I don't really lose my temper ever-ish.
Is this true?
But it's the little things, it's the little things that make me snap. The little things, like that guy going, God, what am I gonna order? What am I gonna have? And you're like right behind me.
Like you just woke up in front of the line.
Just like, I do a lot, or like, you know, at the movie theater, the guy who's talking and you're doing a lot of the, can you know, like a lot of that kind of stuff.
The movie theater.
Yeah.
People put their phones or SMSs and stuff.
I don't know if it's the same in America or the same everywhere now, but I find when you go to see a movie, it seems to be, because of mobile phones and stuff now as well, it seems to be so accepted. People think it's cool to get on their phone during a film and you see the light blaring out, or people just like, you know, something will happen in a movie and they're like, oh yeah, I love it when such and such.
Yeah, doing that. This is very when you're acting. You ever get that? Like someone right behind the camera, like texting, and that's all you can say.
I'm getting rudeness too. People who are rude, that just kills me. I can't stand
rude to waiters.
I think I'm getting this. I don't know if Italian symbols are different than American hand signals, but I think the word done on stage.
I think he just threatened you. That's what that was.
If this means
are we finished?
We're done. Okay.
No, it's just
in America. That's it. It's just specific, guys.
Can we hear the last two questions here quickly?
We'll be fast. What is it?
The Grimm finale showed us a lot of really interesting ways to get killed, and I was wondering, as actors, if you could choose a death, how would you like to go?
I'd like to explode.
Good answer.
And who knows, confetti, I don't care what comes out, but just like a fun explosion.
David?
I want just like the people in the 80s they were big, but nowadays I don't see them, like the flying stars.
Stars.
Frank, and I like give one last look of like why, and then it
Death by Ninja.
Was there one more question? Us as well? Or no?
Thank you.
Okay, that's one. Considering all the sets you've worked on, have there been any props?
All the sex we have worked on?
All the sets. Have there been any props or outfits that you liked so much that you ended up getting them? And have there been any that you find so distasteful that they haunted you at night?
I believe that Sasha's favourite outfit is the gimp outfit. Yeah.
With his zipper?
Yeah.
The zipper mouth.
I don't think that you guys know what a gimp, you know, forget it. It's that joke.
Sorry, flat there, sorry.
You can buy it at any sex shop. I didn't, you know what, I was just telling someone, I forgot to take any souvenirs from the show. I actually forgot to take any of my character stuff, so I didn't take anything. There were certainly some very distasteful costumes that were made for me that I think I had some conversations. Like there were these pajamas that they made me at some point, like, and I was like, who is wearing pajamas? Like, they were so elaborate. Like, and I just said, can we just do like tank tops, like, you know. But no, I didn't take anything actually from Grimm. I didn't take a thing.
Whereas I stole several things. I ended up taking, I was friends with the Stunt, the prop guy, so it worked out my favor.
You drove off in the car.
Oh, yes, I took Nick Burkhardt's car.
He's got his car.
Land Cruiser.
Oh, that's a good deal.
They sold it to me for $274.
I didn't get anything. He drove off in a car like it was a game show.
And I got my axe, and I got my badge, which is a felony, I think.
Well, we got from the Portland Police Bureau, they actually gave us real badges, just like the officers, which I plan to totally abuse. But
take that one out, I know. Ladies!
Everybody up against the wall, shirts off, let's go, come on!
So, I did a film last year set in World War II called Churchill, which is actually out in all good movie theatres next month.
About Winston?
Sorry?
About Winston Churchill?
About Winston Churchill. John Slattery's in it. John Slattery from Mad Men plays Eisenhower. And I had a very cool naval officer's outfit of that period. And, you know, that would be pretty cool to roll out on occasion.
It would be nice for photo ops.
Be nice for photo ops, you know, even just to sit and watch TV, you know.
Okay.
casual, taking
Yeah.
a shit.
Yeah, yeah. I have a feeling that wooden leg is coming with you though at some point. That's coming along with you.
I've got a lot of period dramas, and it's, you feel amazing in the clothing and whatever, but to take it away with you is just not it's just not really going to work out to walk down the street in your 17th century, 18th century stuff, or
Even
the
Daniel
1950s.
Day-Lewis.
Was that?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah,
when he was preparing for what's the film?
Last of the Mohicans.
Gangs of New York.
No, it was before that. It was in the 90s. It was
Last of the
Gangs of
Mohicans.
New York.
early 90s.
It's called Last of the Mohicans.
No, before
My
Last
Left
of the
Foot.
Mohicans.
Now Without My Father.
Gremlins. No,
My Left Foot.
just after Gremlins.
Police Academy 5.
Yeah, I think maybe Police Academy 6.
Terminator.
1980s? I think he did it with Anthony Hopkins. Let's just IMDb this a second. Sorry, David, on you go.
I think we have to go.
So, well, I'll say this while you're IMDbing. Unfortunately, that was the last question. And for those of you guys who maybe weren't here before, I hope that someone explained to you what was happening when, in the middle of a really funny joke that you were telling, people stood up and walked out of the room. It wasn't because they weren't enjoying what you were saying, it was because they have photo ops. And up behind you it says, who's up, and they had engagements, they had places they had to be. You weren't doing a bad job. You're doing a great job. So we have one loose end to tie up.
How about this guy?
Okay, we're gonna end. We'll be back later.
Thank you.
Have you found it?
I'm just about to, it's coming up.
I can't let you see one.
The 3G is very slow here, hold on, because the Wi-Fi's not working. Here we come. The Age of Innocence.
And with the Age of Innocence.
Yeah. Alright, bye.
So give it up, guys. We'll see you guys in a little bit.